All right, let's take a look at these trusty tools. First off, in the mini catalog, the trusty tools, you'll find them on page 56 in the mini catalog. Right now you see the French version, but the English version is pretty much the same also. In the celebration catalog, we have super DSP Designer Series paper that you can get for free when you make a purchase of $60 or more. So let me just figure this out for you. The Trusty Tool Bundle is $75.50, and you can choose the paper to go with it. Now let's take a look at this wonderful paper. All right, we have a whole bunch of tools here. On this first, on this one page, we've got a hammer, paintbrush, and some of them go with the hammer. Not that hammer. We got the wrong hammer. We'll find that hammer on another page. But we can cut out the paintbrush. I guess I'll figure that out in a minute. And let's see the back side of that. It's a beautiful green neutral paper, and this is a red paper with a whole bunch of screwdrivers, and this paper is wonderful if you want to make the toolbox. Okay, toolboxes are red with the silver stripes in them, like silver built in the drawers and what have you. And that paper is lovely. And shall we continue? And on the next page, we have nuts and bolts. And can you guess that these are measuring lines? Yes, measuring lines. And there's our pegboard paper. We also have a die that'll cut out holes for your pegboard, but in the meantime, we can use this paper. And on the back side of that paper, will I show it? I shall show it. There's the die to punch the holes. All right, here I think we will be able to cut out the hammer. There we go. All right, there's the hammer. We can cut it out. And we can also cut out the tape measure. Am I going to see that there? No, the saw has to be cut out by hand. And the drill, we can cut the drill out in two parts. And the paintbrush, and there we have some nails and some nuts and bolts. All right, moving on. All right, take a look at the dies. Okay, I've showed you the hammer, and all right, here's a good visual on the dies. We have the drill. And in English, I believe that sentiment is, "You are my hero." We have the paintbrush, and we can stamp it. And they even have the splotch of paint at the bottom of the paintbrush, or we can cut it out with a DSP. And we can color the paintbrush, or we can stamp the inside of it. If you notice, there's a spot beside it to stamp it. And the hammer also, that's colored. And the other hammer is just pieced together. And if we move on, we have that hammer. We punched it out of silver paper. And we have the pencil, and we also have the tape measure stamped and colored, or just cut out of the paper. And we have the wrench, adjustable wrenches, paper and stamp. And we have a toolbox, and of course the wrench. Those are funny. I'm going to get to that in a minute. I had fun with those pieces. I was looking through all those dies, and there were two dies that I had left that I could not figure out what they were for, and you're going to see me playing with that in a minute. I had no more silver paper, so I made my own, and I really do love it. I just took a piece of white cardstock, and I painted the lacquer, the enamel lacquer. I painted it on white cardstock, and it gave me this this wonderful, wonderful wrench, and it's a beautiful finish. All right, now let's see what my tricks that I want to show you are. To create the drill, I spent hours trying to figure it out, and I finally figured it out, so I want to share it with you. I wanted a 2-color drill like I saw in the catalog. So what you need to do is you need to cut out 2 drills, okay? One of the color of your base and one of the complementary color that you want. I want my drill to be red, and I want the complementary color to be black. Now, if you'll notice, there's all kinds of little pieces on that are like, see how it bends? I showed it, there it is. See, well, you just have to snip that apart. Easy peasy. I don't know why I didn't think of it, but I didn't. And because I didn't, I figured I might not be the only one. All right, and that piece fits perfectly right there at the bottom. And now I just want a certain part of that, so I'll go and chop that off. It's just like paper piecing. Here I couldn't figure out if I wanted to keep it all or... So I decided I was going to just chop that right off, right there. And I'm going to get some glue, and I'm going to glue it right on. Yes, I decided I did not want those little things there. So there you go. There's that. Okay, now these 2 pieces really stumped me. These were the last 2 pieces I had left to figure out what they were. So I cut them all out, and I saw a pair of scissors. Okay, so let's glue them together and make a pair of scissors. Yay, a pair of scissors. So I glued that to my display board as is with the scissors. And then I discovered when I cut out the other 2 pieces that I didn't know where they went, they were the handles. So now we have either a pair of snips, like sheet metal snips, or we have a pair of pliers. Your choice. So there we go. 1 handle and 2 handles. There we go. Okay, let's take a look at some projects. Okay, there's the cards that I'm showing in my blog. And I stamped nuts and bolts all around, and I cut off the happy birthday. And here's one. See, you can tell the circle that I cut out that was for the measuring tape fits there too, and it's the same color as the contrast piece. And here I just cut out a bunch of tools from the DSP, and I embossed the box for the toolbox. And there we have that. And I cut out the saw and the level by hand with scissors. And we have that. And there we go. And that's a project that I have a tutorial in for my clients that purchase for $60 and more will receive that tutorial and a whole bunch more. Oh dear, I got got a frog in my throat. I better stop. Talking. Okay, here I'm explaining how I made this card. I stamped Bun Fight Papa, Bun Fight Deepai, and I cut all the words out and backed them up on some colored cardstock, and just glued them onto my card. So let's make another card.